Yo, what up guys, it's your boy Neil, and today let's talk about that one thing that a lot of people are afraid to talk about, and sometimes it's actually considered taboo to talk about this topic. But today, let's talk about money. Now, a little background about my relationship with money. I grew up in a family where we kind of have to make a living in order to pay for our school tuition. So, starting from my elementary to my high school, I actually helped out in our family store where we sell snacks, drinks, and sometimes even full meals, or merienda as we call them here. I still helped out when I was in college, but I had to focus on the university in order to get that engineering degree. And it's not really that cheap. It's actually very expensive. During my junior in college, I also started freelancing as a game developer in order to help out in the tuition fee because it was still very expensive despite having an academic scholarship. Since then, I've been earning money for investing and in building up my savings. But just recently, just a couple of months back, even though it's a little embarrassing to admit, but I almost went bankrupt. So close to bankruptcy that I only have like 2,000 to 3,000 pesos in my account. Now that is around 40 to 60 US dollars. So that's only the amount that I have in my account a couple of months back. I almost maxed out my credit card. I withdrew my investments and used up most of my savings in order to pay up the debt that I had incurred. And it was a very bad experience. Luckily, I am stable now thanks to my brother who helped me out in my finances to sort it out, and of course, since I started reading different financial books that helped me in my journey in life. The reason why I'm looking for books and reading books about finances is because I want to know where I went wrong so that it won't happen again, because it's really stressful. It's so stressful to the point that I actually can't focus on my work and in my own health. That's how stressful it is to actually lose money. One of these books is A Millennial's Journey to Financial Freedom, a guidebook on personal finance by Ruben Sumo and MB Fonoliera. Now we will talk about the things that I love about the book and the things that kind of threw me off. That said, I want to preface this video by saying that I am not a money or financial expert. I am doing this video to share the resources that helped me get out of a really bad situation and are currently helping me now in order to not fall into the same pit again. That out of the way, let's start with the things that I like. The book started with a very relatable working class professional in one of the big cities here in the Philippines. Now, without spoiling everything, I like how the writer showed the transition of the character's life from before the pandemic to after the pandemic hit our country, before all the quarantine and the lockdowns. The early parts of the book also tackled the protagonist or the character's struggle with smoking. Now, this is just a small part of the book. It's actually just like a snippet in the book, but I like how the writer showed us that the small habits that we do in our day-to-day lives actually have a lot of effects in our finances. Now, these little things can range from buying coffee from coffee shops, sometimes more than once per day, the cheap online purchases that we do, and a lot of these cheap transactions that we do in our lives. Now, it is easy to say that we can actually just earn that money again. That is actually true, you can earn that money again, but if you're struggling financially, each of these small transactions, these small expenses that you incur actually are important. You have to take note of even these small transactions because that would help you know where your money is going so that you can evaluate why you're struggling. Another point I like in the book is the importance of mentorship. Yes, you can pretty much learn a lot from the internet now, but nothing beats learning from people who have actually gone through all the rough times of life and have the wisdom about what to do, what not to do, things to consider, and other factors that you might miss from studying online. Now, I myself have mentors that help me in career choices and actually even life choices. Now, you can look for professionals to mentor you, but these mentors are actually closer to you than you think. You can ask your former professors if you want. If you're working, you can ask your supervisor or your boss or your senior in order to help you out, in order to mentor you. What's important is you have someone other than a random stranger in the internet and someone who actually know what you're going through, someone you can open up to, and someone who actually know about the path that you want to take. Of course, the thing I love most is how the writer broke down the different aspects of personal finance. First, you have cash management, debt management, you have risk management, and wealth management. The book even has sample breakdowns of your income and expenses that can help you put everything in perspective. You can do this exercise yourself to help you organize your money more and not incur the amount of debt that I had a couple of months back. Trust me, it's not fun to have a lot of debt. It's not. It's really not. I won't go through these different aspects in this video because I highly suggest you read this book and research further if you need to. Another thing I like in the book is how it shows the financial effects of getting married. Now, this is probably not applicable to everyone, but if you're planning on getting married in the near future, this book will help you put things into perspective and show you things that you should consider and things to let go should you pursue getting married, especially in this time of a pandemic. Next are the things that are a little bit off. It's not a lot, but let's go through them. First, there are some times when I was reading the book that I actually wish that the author could actually just go straight to the point. Now, this is probably just me because when I'm researching something or when I'm trying to learn something, I like to jump straight into the answers to my questions, right? But again, this is just probably me. Next is a little bit closer to the end of the book, there are some grammatical and typographical errors. Now, it doesn't affect the content of the book itself, the things that you can learn, but it just threw me off a little bit when I was finishing the book. It's still a great book. With all that said, I really recommend this book to people who want to learn about personal finance and handling your income and your expenses without getting into all of the finances or accounting jargons and technicalities. Yes, my fellow millennials, this book can help you put things into perspective if you're currently struggling with your finances. You can get this book by following the link in the description below, and I will also pin it in the comment section. Everything, all of that are going to be below. And I worked with the authors to give you all 20% discount by using the code NEIL, that's NEIL, upon checkout to give you guys a discount. Because we might as well save if we're going to get a book about personal finance, which is all about saving. That's what we're all about here. Now, if you have questions, comment them down below. And if you want to hang out live, we are live on Twitch in Gags and Gigs every 9 p.m. Manila time, Mondays to Saturdays. Now, we might announce on Twitter if we are not going to be live, but you can catch us there if you want to hang out or if you have questions that we can answer live for you guys. Lastly, please practice personal finance. Save yourself that mental stress because it will really affect your lifestyle. And that said, it's your boy Neil from Gags and Geeks. Geek out. Oh yeah.